Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
We're so pleased to have on a country music singer, songwriter, and guitarist that is making some big waves in the music industry right now, Karissa Ella.
Hello, thanks for having me.
It is so nice to have you on the TV show finally. I feel like you and I bump into each other all over town, whether you're playing a charity gig at 3rd and Lindsley, or I think the last place was at the Eric Church exhibit at the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I love running into you. You're my favorite person.
You're like everywhere.
You're like everywhere. We're following each other.
Well, I've been following your music career since the beginning. And we were talking before we came in studio, and I've always loved your voice and your songwriting, but you know, it's personal. Your new EP that came out this June, it feels personal. I mean, you really kind of went deep with these songs.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, I released my EP Blossom, which is last time I talked to you. And now I'm older and wiser, and I'm writing music that I feel like is more authentic to me, and that's what It's Personal is about. And I titled it It's Personal because I truly feel like each of the songs are personal topics to me, whether it's about like my favorite spirit tequila or my hometown or relationships. I just wanted to give listeners a glimpse into where I'm at in life.
And I think with this EP especially, and certainly Blossom was great and you got a lot of attention on that, but to me, you know, it just feels like a step forward for you musically.
Thank you.
And the lyrics and the imagery, when I listen to this whole EP, which obviously you need to add all of it to your playlist and get a hard copy also. It needs to be on vinyl. That's just my pitch.
That would be
but
cool,
but the songs just, it really feels like you're sharing of yourself. I mean, you know, Well Tequila is a fun party type of song. I'm sure a lot of people are going to enjoy that. It's obviously gotten a lot of play.
Yeah, it has.
But to me, I kind of like the deeper cuts on here, including Vintage.
Yeah.
You know, and those things to me, the imagery, and just you can tell that you're singing and writing this with so much feeling.
Thank you. You know, that was the goal. So that's really great to hear. I love hearing that. We wanted to share some depth, and I wanted to, again, just be more authentic. And I think I'm really dialing in on my craft and who I am and what I want to write about.
Right.
And Vintage is all about those family traditions that get passed down and how, you know, you wish you were there from the beginning to see it all happen. And that's something that we all have. Like my mom's homemade biscuit recipe is so good. Every lyric in a lot of these songs are very true, and that's what I wanted. And it shows the growth, and you know, the music moving forward is going to continue like this, and I'm going to just try to make it as authentic as I can.
You know, the final track on the EP I was listening to before you got here to the studio, and it's one of those that, you know, I want to play it again and again, and obviously the video is out and doing very well with your Heaven song.
Yes, my song, I Hope Heaven's Like, it is, I think it's one of my favorite songs I've ever written. I don't know, it's hard, we write so many songs, you know, but I remember I was back home like last year driving all the back roads in my hometown, and I remember thinking, man, I don't know what heaven's like, but I hope it's like this, because it was perfect. The sun was coming down, the windows were down, I was listening to the radio, and I felt so still and it felt so peaceful. And I went home, picked up my guitar, started writing it, and brought it to a write I had in Nashville like the next day when I came back, and we wrote it, and it's one of my favorite songs.
It's my favorite song on the album.
Thank you.
It really is. And once again, I know the video is doing so well.
Yes.
Getting a lot of play. Let's talk about this. You know, once again, I've kept up with you from the beginning with your music career. But, you know, I saw, you know, you've been doing some stuff with Randy Travis this past year.
Oh my gosh, I have.
Tell me about that.
I got to sing a Randy Travis song for Randy Travis, and I still can't get over it because it's just wild to me that I get to say that I did that.
Right.
And it was one of the most amazing yet nerve-wracking moments of my whole entire life. Can you imagine? I also didn't know he was going to be right beside me. I thought, you know, I wasn't even sure he was going to be there. I know we were celebrating him, and it was a tribute, but he was right beside me. And
That's
the
not
pressure,
intimidating at all.
Oh no, not at all. The pressure was on. And it was a nervous wreck, but it's one of my favorite memories that I get to look back on, and I feel very special and very lucky that I got the opportunity to sing for him.
To me, when I saw that, and once again, hearing the song and everything, it made a lot of sense. You know, it's just like this is, you know, in the projection of your career, it just was logical. And I was going to bring up also Hometown Bar, to where that was shot at the Dusty Armadillo.
Yes, I got to shoot my my song Hometown Bar, the music video, at my hometown bar in Rootstown, Ohio, the Dusty Armadillo, which was so exciting. I drug a team, Whaletail Productions, to Ohio to shoot this because I wanted to shoot at my hometown bar. And it was 100% worth it, and I conned in a bunch of friends and family to be in it. So I wanted it to be something that I could look back on and be really special, and it is.
Well, you know what, and I like the little snippets and everything because you're so good at your social media, but you know, everything like when that was going on. And that song released earlier, but it's on the new EP.
Yes.
But the video is so good, and the video is playing everywhere on CMT, on the Country Network. It's like all over the place.
It's gotten a lot of play. People have picked it up and they really like it, which means the absolute world to me.
Well, I've got to brag on you some because in between coming on the Rock and Review, you've also been doing these little tours opening for David Nail.
Yes, I got to open for David Nail. It was kind of like my first big tour experience, and it was so much fun. He's an incredible person, but like I just loved getting to watch him perform and sing and just learn from him every night. It was really rewarding. I'm very grateful for it, and proud to call him a friend, and just to hear his voice sing every night is just a blessing, and I felt really lucky.
And there's going to be more shows, right?
Yeah, we got more shows coming up.
Like maybe one in November?
Maybe one in November at the Franklin Theater, with David.
Wow.
Here in Nashville. Yeah, it'll be fun.
You've got so much going on, and once again, you know, you and I, last time we were hanging out and talking, I like seeing you with your Taylor guitar too.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're one of those people that you can move seamlessly. And like you were talking, you know, going to the writers round and everything, you play a lot of writers round. You've played all over Nashville. What's it like when you go back home now to Ohio and you're doing shows and everything there? And obviously, you know, being a Belmont grad back in 2018, but, you know, the success that you're having and the growth that you're having, what's it like to go back home?
I love going back home. That's where I have one of the biggest support systems. I'm from a smallish town, North Canton, Ohio, and about an hour from Cleveland, and it's my favorite place. And I'm in that stage of life where I'm very nostalgic and I'm missing it a lot. So I'm writing a lot of hometown songs, you couldn't tell, and even more that didn't make it onto the EP. But I love going back there and playing in Ohio. It's my absolute favorite. People always come out and support. They come out in my merch now, and it's so cool and rewarding, and they know all the words to my songs. It's the best feeling.
That has to be a great feeling, and especially the people there, you know, your family and friends and everybody that grew up watching you, you know, singing and performing early on. Yeah,
and they've been there from the beginning. I really owe a lot to them for pushing me to be here, and my parents obviously, but my hometown support has been incredible, and that's why I get to go back. They're always, anytime I'm in town, someone's trying to get me to play. Always, whether it's at the VFW or at the Eagles or just at my hometown bar, like come play a show real quick or just play for us. And I'm like, guys, I'm off duty. What do you mean? But I always will.
But it has to be gratifying too that they want to, because I mean, obviously you've been here in Nashville long enough to where you're essentially a Nashville local. Yeah, and so you've got one foot in each place.
Yeah, it feels really cool to have two homes that are very special, even though Ohio will always be my home, but my home away from home is Nashville, and they both complement each other in different ways, but in the same ways. I'm really lucky.
Isn't it amazing though too when you go back home and you're with family and friends that you come back to Nashville with all these great song ideas?
I know, I do. Yes, that's part of the reason I go home, to be honest, and drive around and relive some of those high school memories. Like, what can I pull? What's gonna spark something? You just never know. And I often drive around my hometown, just reminiscing on different things and thinking about life. And that's what, you know, inspires the best songs.
And I think it did. I mean, once again, not to brag, but on It's Personal, I think you've got so many songs on here that we can all relate to, coming from small towns, as most of us have. And when you go back and it's so very different, but also you bring that back with you. It's still in your heart. It's still in your head.
Yes, always will be in my heart. You know, I hate that I can't be in my hometown and be with everyone I love. I'm the only one that flew the nest out of my siblings and my family. We all live within like literally 2-3 miles of each other, my whole family. So we're very, you know, tight-knit group, but they know that I was meant to fly and be somewhere else. So I'm gonna chase the dream and see where it takes me.
Well, speaking of chasing the dream, you've also been spotlighted by Pickle Jar and by Cumulus Media as a spotlight artist.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, my song I Hope Heaven's Like has been played on, or is being played on Cumulus Radio on Pickle Jar Plus, the Patrick Thomas show, which is so cool. So I'll get messages from people in like Colorado or Texas saying like, hey, just heard your song, it's great. And I'm like, what? Someone all the way out and, you know, across the country, people are listening to my music. Like, that just means the absolute world to me. When they told me, I got up and danced around the room. I just felt like I was on top of the world. And because sometimes, you know, radio stations will play your music, but maybe one time. But this one has been playing for like, and has been on the radio for, you know, a couple months, which is, so I'm ecstatic. It's so cool.
Well, and I hope Heaven's Like is also one of those songs, Karissa, that, you know, so many people can relate to. And I think it's going to have a life outside of even what you know, wrote and performed, and with the video, it just seems to me like it's one of those songs that a lot of people are going to latch on to.
Yeah.
You know, especially in times of need and in times of loss.
I appreciate that.
You know,
I hope so.
Yeah, but also another track I forgot to bring up was your White Dress, White Dress Worthy.
Yes.
Another fun song on this EP, because it's like once I was listening through, I'm like going, there's so many. I mean, it's just, there's no fluff in this EP.
Thank you. Yeah, no, there isn't any fluff. Well, tequila is just a fun drinking song. You have to have it. I have a couple others under my belt, but I do love the more intentional songs like White Dress Worthy, and I'm at that phase of life where everyone's getting married, buying houses, having babies.
Right.
And it's scary, but it's exciting because I'm at that stage, and it's a lot. And I wrote this song with my mom. So it's very special to me, and she's not only my best friend, but my best advice giver, but she's also a very talented writer, and I'm lucky that I get to write with her all the time and boss her around, like, no, let's change that lyric, you know, and, but she's the best, and I thought she was the right person to write this song with and get her advice from my mother's perspective, and that's kind of how I listen to the song from my mother's perspective.
It's a great song.
Thank you. It tells, you know, anyone who's in that phase of life or isn't, to just don't settle for less and wait till you find that person who is white dress worthy.
Well, you know, me thinking out loud, you know, that could be combined with, you know, your mom's biscuit recipe.
Yeah.
To where you can have white dress worthy and biscuits.
And biscuits. Ooh, ooh.
Maybe that needs to be on the website or social media, to where it's like, you know, you are with your mom in the kitchen, and it's like going, okay, here's mom's biscuit recipe.
Yes, I have some mom songs too that I think might come out later too. But yeah, she's a huge inspiration, and you got to try it.
I'm telling you, you got to bring some biscuits back.
I will bring some in her sausage gravy.
Please.
Ooh, it's so good.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you what, I love all the great things you're doing.
Thank
you. You know, from the work with Randy Travis, you know, also with David Nail.
Yeah.
More shows coming up, but I think It's Personal really is your best work to date.
Thank you very much. That's the goal, right? Is to always grow. I like to look at EPs like milestones. So I have like my early one where I just wanted to get some music out there, the Karissa Ella one, and I have Blossom where I wrote when I was like 21, 22, so young, and it was exactly what I wanted in that time. And now moving on to It's Personal, that's out now, and it's 26, 27-year-old me. I'm more mature. I'm dialing into my feelings, which was hard for me to do at first. Songwriting takes vulnerability, and that's, again, scary.
I think it's hard, you know, you and I were talking about it before we came in the studio, it's so hard to share that too. Because when you're delving into your emotions and your feelings and you know, with your life and the life of people around you, it's like you're really sharing of yourself, and I think you did that in this album. I have to ask, and I think viewers are going to want to know, what's the merch going to be? Because if it's personal, I mean, it's like, is it going to be like the boots? I mean, is it going to, you know, what kind of personal is this?
I don't know. You know, we do have like some Well Tequila merch on my website, CarissaElla.com. There's always some merch. You can buy a physical copy of the CD. We'll have to get some vinyl.
I think it's good.
I know, that would be really cool. But, you know, we've been contemplating it. I don't know. Maybe we'll do something with boots. We have some other cool songs that maybe are merch worthy too, but right now we just got the EPs and some Well Tequila t-shirts.
But you're so fashion forward too. I mean, if you had like some jewelry on there, maybe
I would
like
love to.
Like the Karissa Ella hairbrush.
Yeah.
You know, with It's Personal on the back.
Yeah, why not?
The toothbrush, in case you got to travel with. I mean, I'm just saying.
Hey, I would like that. I would like that. Some a toothbrush or some toothpaste.
To where it's personal. That's your personal stuff.
I know. That's actually really cute. Like a little like go bag or something.
Yeah.
That could be really cute.
Who
I
doesn't
love
need
that
that
idea.
I'll tell you.
Thank
I mean,
you.
this could work out. Well, I want to make sure for our viewers, Karissa, that they know for your, you know, obviously with It's Personal, you know, out now, all of the songs, you got the videos out, everything else. You're going to be on tour, playing more shows around Nashville, also in Ohio, and opening for David Nail, some more sharing the stage with him.
Yes.
Where do viewers need to go for your website and all things social media?
Well, you can find me on social media at Karissa Ella Music, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever it's called now, and TikTok, of course, and you can follow all my music. It's on every streaming platform, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, at Karissa Ella Music. And if you want more information on merch and tour dates, you can go to karissaella.com.
And I'll keep giving you ideas on merch also.
Thank you.
I'll just send you little messages on that. And then you'll get me the biscuit recipe.
Absolutely, we'll trade. That's a fair trade.
And next time Mom's in town, you know, if we can like catch, you know, coffee or something.
She would love that. Oh, she would love that, yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, you definitely want to stream this entire playlist, add it to your playlist for It's Personal, but also go see Karissa live. She is a powerhouse. I've seen her multiple times on stage, and she wows every time. Karissa Ella, thank you so much for coming on the show. Congratulations on a great new EP.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of a Bobby Bones Show.